Hey everybody, this is James Pelton. I have another live for you today. Crypto Jimbo here today. We're going to talk a little bit about crypto. MovitOn is the company we're going to talk about. We have Marco here, and I'm very interested in this one. It has to do with travel. As I was looking through it, I was thinking it's the Uber of shipping. And so I think it's really interesting potential way to make money, especially if you're a traveler, which I am. I travel a lot. So want to talk about that, talk a little bit about the pre-sale. Welcome, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go ahead and join in. If you have questions, bring in those in the comments. If you're joining us on Twitter, you can watch. But if you want to join in the comments, then hop on over on YouTube and you can join us in the comments there. So let's go ahead. I always like to start with introductions. Again, I'm James. I talk a lot about just side hustles, ways to make money, and I kind of started as mainly crypto. So that's where this came from. But Marco, go ahead. Tell us just a little bit about yourself and how'd you find your way to this project, to where we're at now.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us. My name is Marco. I'm now since 6-7 years in the crypto space. Originally, I studied business administration and was in management positions in the past. And when I start my career in crypto and Web3, I started like a lecturer at the chamber in Germany. And I was educating their people for years when it comes to management skills and everything like this. And then they asked me to do some beginning lessons in crypto and blockchain, and my career there started. In the meantime, I'm currently writing my third book, so I'm 2 times author already about crypto and blockchain. I worked, I think, 6 projects in the past, and when it comes also to advisory roles, to tokenomics, and to help projects getting successful, fundraising, everything like this. So I'm also in the German Bundesverband. This is where all the top speakers from Germany are listed. I worked with, let's say, a force of the digital euro. So I'm really good connected there as well. We have 2 founders. Unfortunately, one of them, Vadim, wanted to attend, but he's not able to because his son is at this time currently in the clinic, which is really bad. But he's also high skilled. He worked in the past for Cryptech. Cryptech was a really well-rated coin in 2018. And so he has a huge experience when it comes to development skills. He is also our CTO and has a huge experience in crypto space. And additionally, we have our main founder, he is not from the crypto space, and he had the idea from MovitOn and brought all the people together for this incredible project. He's a multi-entrepreneur, has a company with more than 100 employees, really well known as well. And we have other incredible team members, I can say. We have someone with banking background, Matteo, for example. He joined us for our last trip as well when we have been in Dubai, as well Christina, who's in our team. But all the team members can be seen on our website.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we love having doxed teams here instead of the anonymous. I was telling Marco before we got on, we used to get all the time, I'm Crypto Dog 5, and you just get a voice, you don't get a face. So I appreciate you hopping on. So let's go ahead and do like an elevator pitch of kind of what you guys are looking to do. This company's called MovitOn. And if you're talking to somebody, maybe they don't know anything about crypto even. What's kind of the elevator pitch of, hey, here's what we're looking to build, here's what we're looking to do?
You said it really good. We're not saying we're the Uber of what did you say? We're the Uber of
Uber of shipping is what
of shipping. We are saying we're the Uber of delivery. So it was really close to it. That's the first sentence we definitely say. And what we are doing is building a peer-to-peer platform like Uber did it or Airbnb did it. And we connect travelers with shippers to get parcels, money, documents shipped worldwide. And normally a job which can be done also by DHL and FedEx, but yeah, we will talk, I think, later a little bit about it, what the key advantages of our projects are.
Okay, very good. So it's basically somebody has something they need delivered, and like you said, it could be a product, it could be documents, it could be whatever. And then someone agrees, hey, I'm already flying there. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, in the States. I'm going from Lincoln to Dubai already. I'll take those documents for them, and then you reward them via crypto. Is that kind of the idea?
Exactly. So, for example, I faced a problem myself. I told you I'm from Germany, but I'm living right now in Colombia, and I needed to ship a document to Europe. And then it comes to DHL, FedEx, for example. They are charging you $150 just for sending over a tiny piece of paper, which is incredible. And it takes you 5 to 7 days until it will arrive. So to get it more quicker, I have no idea how much I will charge for that. But yeah, it's exactly what you said. Maybe there is someone traveling from Medellin, where I'm living, because thousands of people are traveling every hour around the globe. And there might be someone who's traveling to Frankfurt, maybe to Germany, and I can meet him, or I can drop something off like this document. He just pick it up, take it in the space he has in his luggage, and just send it over, and is earning like $50 when flying. And I pay like 1/3 of it and get it delivered within 24 hours. It's much more quicker.
Okay, and I love this because a lot of crypto projects aren't actually doing anything. I'm a big business guy, and so business is always solving a problem, right? And a lot of crypto projects, in fact, most of them, 75% of crypto projects are not solving a problem. They're just a coin. They're just doing something. But I really like this. This is actually a business that's just kind of utilizing crypto in order to make it happen. So big fan of that. This is something I would use myself. A couple questions that come to mind is the first one is security. So how do you're giving somebody your passport, and and you're getting rewarded in crypto. I'd be pretty nervous kind of handing that over. So how do you ensure that those are actually getting delivered? They're not going to steal your identity, things like that. How do you prevent that?
Yeah, I think this is one of the most important questions and the key question we hear every time. And normally the whole project would have been able to build like Airbnb or Uber, like a Web2 company. But we saw the benefits blockchain and also cryptocurrencies are giving for this kind of project. I will deep dive more into it later. So we see us more like a project transforming the Web2 world into Web3. And not as a special crypto project, as you've said. We use it exactly for these kind of purposes to give more security. So, for example, on one hand, we have, for sure, as we are acting with crypto, KYC in place for our users or for our travelers. And this is, for example, something which DHL, FedEx don't have. You can bring their, let's say, package of weapons or whatever, and they will ship it. For sure, it will get stopped at the borders, but they don't know who you are. And this is something where we exactly know about our shippers, where they are, where they're living. And additionally, we are using smart contracts for these kind of purposes. So let's say I want to ship my document, or let's say it's something more worthful, like a laptop or computer from Colombia to Germany. And if I find a traveler, then both parties sign a smart contract. And this gives liability, and people also need to confirm that there are no dangerous or forbidden items in this package, if it's a package and not only a document, which also gives us additional security. At the beginning, we only have personal handovers, but in the future, we will install so-called MovitOn boxes, and we will place them at airports, railway stations, and they have an AI security scanner inside as well. So all the packages it's like at the airport when you put it through. So we have then exactly this same security thing like airports are having. And last but not least, we are speaking as well with the customs, because you don't want to get stopped at the customs with something and get problems or in jail. So that's why we cannot scale at the beginning from across the whole globe. So we are starting with Dubai, because our company is based in Dubai, and the European Union, because if you're allowed to ship it to Germany, you're automatically allowed to ship it to Denmark and all the European countries, which gives us the possibility to scale a little bit faster. And then we will add time by time when we have the security for our customers and for ourselves for sure about this kind of security.
Okay, and this is why I love doing AMAs, because when I first heard about this idea, I was like, that sounds amazing, but the logistics just seem like, it doesn't seem like you could be able to do that. But so you're going to have pretty strict KYC, like it's not just going to be anybody. You can't just hop on anonymously and then, hey, I'll take your, documents into.
Yeah.
And then I think that's really smart, starting with known locations where Dubai is very technology friendly. And so they'll love this. They'll be like, yeah, we'd love to partner up on that. And you're working, get those routes established before you start expanding out. That's kind of the mindset behind all that.
Exactly. That's it. Absolutely.
Okay. Very good. Love that. And hey, welcome to Creedog. Hey, yeah, hopping on another live 2 days in a row. I know I had, there was a lot we wanted to get out before Christmas. So we were kind of piling in. Me and Marco have been kind of trying to work out scheduling with the holidays and everything. Yeah. We didn't want to do a Christmas Day live. That wouldn't be too cool. So Creedog, thanks for hopping on, and hit like. And if anybody has questions, feel free to ask. That's the advantage of doing this live. You can ask inevitably. So I'm a traveler and I travel a lot. I actually go to Dubai quite a bit for crypto stuff. I find myself in Dubai. That's where all the crypto stuff ends up, is in Dubai. So how difficult is it for me? And what's kind of the timeline that we're looking at for, hey, I could start doing this. I could KYC. And what does that process look like if I wanted to start doing this?
Yeah, we will have the goal of our platform, maybe just to let anybody know, in the first half of next year already. Cool. We have the beta version nearly ready, and for people who are going to invest, they can already download it and play a little bit around. And it also only needs to get finalized, and some regulatory adjustments need to be implemented. But I think what is important about starting is that it should be as easy as possible. And the only thing, if you want to ship something, is that you do the KYC on our platform, and the rest is a little bit working like it's on Uber. You get like stars, you get your ratings. So the earlier you begin, the more ratings you have, the often you're traveling and doing something, the higher is your rate, and the bigger the trust is within the community. And that's it. Then you can directly begin to earn some money while you are already traveling. It's really, really easy.
Okay, I love that. Is there a membership fee if I want to be
No, nothing. But what we have is, if you're holding a special amount of our M1 token, you get benefits, perks, additional value, but you don't need to have any M1 token. So, for example, if there is someone who's not from the crypto space, he also can get registered on our platform. And when he's paying someone for shipping his item, then he can pay by credit card, by bank transfer, and automatically in the background, it will be converted into the M1 token, that everything can be also stored in the smart contract. So there is no border for people outside of Web3. That was really important for us when we are using the technology. We don't want to lose people who are not who are not really involved into Web3, and so everything is happening on the background.
Okay, very good. And we'll talk more about the pre-sale here in a little bit, but do you just want to talk about the token and what all it's going to be used for? It's going to be used for rewards. And do you just want to kind of talk a little bit about the token and its use case?
As said, it's on one hand, it's the payment function. If you want to definitely ship something, and additionally, if there is a traveler who is traveling, he's earning the M1 token, so they get them directly on the wallet. They can save them, they can store them, they can sell them, whatever they want to. Everything is free, but this is the token within our ecosystem with which everything works. So you can imagine, the bigger the community is, the bigger the complete environment, the bigger the demand of the M1 token is. Because, for example, what we also do to give travelers security, because you can imagine, if I have a laptop worth of $1,000 US, I don't want to really hand over it to someone I don't know. I need a security about that. So we have the opportunity here that I can say, okay, I will hand over it to someone, but this person who's carrying my laptop needs to deposit the amount of 1,000 US dollars in M1 tokens in a smart contract. So for example, the one is not delivering my item, I at least get back my 1,000 US dollars. So that there is no loss. I can also say I want a 1,200. So there is definitely no reason why anybody should go away with the laptop, because otherwise you will make 200 US dollars minus. The M1 token helps us also to secure really valuable items. And these tokens, which are then getting stored in the blockchain in a smart contract escrow, they are not away for this time. They are only blocked, but people who are blocking them getting their staking rewards in the meantime. So that there is an additional benefit as well for the other side.
Okay, very good. So is it kind of work that the deliverer gets to choose? So I'm shipping my laptop, and then you enter an amount. It's kind of like a bid, almost like, hey, this is $2,000, and then the deliverers get to kind of look through and pick which ones. Oh, I'd be interested in doing that. I'm already doing this trip. Is that kind of the how it's going to work?
Exactly. So, for example, after Christmas, I'm flying back from Germany to Colombia, and I only enter that in the app. And then, if someone is looking forward to ship something, they directly get matched with me, and I get push-up notifications as well that someone is there who's traveling in the same direction, so that we can get connected together and hopefully get a match.
Okay, very good. Now I build a lot of apps and start a lot of businesses. And whenever I'm doing like an Uber type app, the problem I run into is it's kind of the chicken or the egg problem where, when you're first starting out, okay, there's nothing to deliver. So then the delivery people are like, well, there's nothing on here. And then people who want to deliver, well, there's no delivery people on here. How do you kind of solve that? To kind of just get this ball rolling and get it off the ground.
Yeah. On one hand, I think with the marketing we are now doing for our pre-sale, and for sure with our go-to-market strategy, I think to attract the community will be possible. And the good thing is that within the community there will be people traveling anyhow. And on the other side, especially if there are people, for example, in Germany, a lot of people from Turkey, from South America, and they often want to send something over, but they are not able to because it's too expensive, or it's not possible with some items. And I think when we open this additional revenue slot for people who are traveling, I'm sure we get this both within the same community. But for sure, we are not only relying on that. We are planning to make advertisements in airports so that we can attract the travelers on one hand. We are speaking to logistics companies, smaller ones, who maybe want to get a competitive advantage by sending or delivering items more quicker, more faster. So through these partnerships and this additional go-to-market strategy, we build on the same time before we have the go live of the platform, the side of the travelers, and additionally the side of the shippers.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this business, for this crypto project, the pre-sale isn't just to raise money, but it's also to build the community, because you want to get the community as big as you can. So the token actually helps with that. We were talking yesterday with a guy, and somebody asked, why use crypto tokens? Why not just do it more Web 2.0? But when you have your own token, that starts to build community. And we talked about like Robux. My kids play Roblox and they have Robux. And so they're getting each other Robux gift cards for Christmas. And that helps build the community, because you need a big community for something like this. So I think that's really smart there. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Next question that I had. How much time do you anticipate? Again, I'm thinking for myself, I'm probably more going to be on the delivery side because I'm a big traveler. I'm probably going to be less wanting to ship things around. I'm going to be wanting to be the deliverer. So how much time do you anticipate? Like, is it going to be you meet at people's houses, or like what do you kind of envision the delivery process looking like for people?
Yeah, it's different. For sure, at the beginning, we only have the personal handover, as we need to integrate these Move It boxes a bit later on, and afterwards, for sure, they can also decide they don't want to have a personal meeting; they just want to have a drop off. But when it comes to the personal meeting, it's yeah, for sure, up to discussion. So let's say you want to bring an item from my from me over to, let's say, to the US, from Dubai, and I'm saying, okay, I pay you like $40, and please pick it up at home from my home. And you're saying, okay, we can meet at the airport for $40. It's fine. If I pick it up at your home, I want to have 60. So for me, it's still cheaper than with DHL. So it's also like a kind of negotiation to bring both parties together. But for sure, you can also state that already within the offer you're doing when you're saying, okay, I want to get shipped this and this item. I'm ready to pay this and this, and I'm preferring to get it picked up at my home, but I'm also ready to put it somewhere else. So you already know how you can negotiate and find a price with this person.
Okay, and then do you want to talk a little bit about the tokenomics? You did a little bit already, but how much of when you're wanting something delivered, how much goes to the person that you're delivering to? I assume some probably goes to maybe buy back the token or to stakeholders or something. How does that kind of look?
Yeah, it's like 94% of the money is going directly to the traveler. So it's a huge amount. And we are only taking 3% in general, but 3% are coming from the traveler and 3% are coming from the shipper. So it's not a lot. And all the income we are making, for sure, we're putting them into marketing in our platform. But we also allocate exactly that, a small portion of that for buybacks, or also for the possibility to burn some tokens and to put it into the liquidity pool.
Okay, and this really highlights the advantages of Web 3.0. Because I know Uber drivers, and when you're doing an Uber drive, they automatically take 25% and then they add on fees. So for a short drive, sometimes they end up taking like 60% goes to the centralized company. And
Yeah.
so this really highlights the advantage of Web 3.0, the peer-to-peer, where now, okay, there's 3% that's going to help kind of stabilize the token and things like that, but 91% is going to the actual deliverer. And I would love if Uber, we could do this model with all these industries, like get it out of these centralized businesses that are making billions of dollars, and hey, let's distribute it to the people actually doing the work. So I really like that. Okay. So another question. This will be a lot different. The states, where I am, have a much stricter and much different, TSA guidelines and things like that. But whenever I go, they ask me, "Hey, did you pack this bag yourself? Is this yours?" So how far are you into talks with, Dubai and the European Union? Just, hey, is this going to be okay with you guys? Because I think you want to be upfront with them if this is going to be something that's regularly happening. So how far are you in those talks, and how do you kind of envision those working out?
Yeah, exactly. That's really important. And as said, so for now we are only getting everything, let's say, regulated within the European Union and Dubai, and this is already also a lot of work. With Dubai, it's working really good. They also love what we are doing. They are also the flight companies in Dubai are they want to have the when it comes later, our drop-off box directly in front of the airlines where you do the check-in, for example. So they are quite exhausted about this idea, and I think in Dubai it's not a big deal, but for the European Union, for sure, you have to get one license and inform all of these several borders that they are aware who we are. So, for example, they only need to say, "Okay, I'm a deliverer of MovitOn." Like if you are someone from DHL, they also know, okay, he's on one hand not liable for anything inside of this bag or whatever, and the same should apply for us. And additionally, beside the same rules which has DHL and FedEx, we are also applying to the Montreal conventions, which are for peer-to-peer services. So we have the whole regulatory framework already settled, yeah. But as said, as in every country, other things are forbidden to ship. We need to deep dive in each jurisdiction so that we can only step by step add more countries.
Okay, I love that. I love that you guys are taking it slow and making sure you have everything buttoned up. That was one thing when I first heard about the idea. I was like, I hope they're not just launching this and then, hey, good luck, everybody. Here it is. So I'm glad to hear that. A lot of legal work, I'm sure, going into it. And as usual, US will probably be the last to get it, as most crypto things. And but we'll be waiting for it. Do you envision this being used for local stuff also, or do you envision it's going to be mostly like flying? Or do you see this being used for, I mean, maybe instead of like we have DoorDash here where, hey, I bought Taco Bell and I want it delivered to my house. Do you envision ever it being kind of taken over a little bit?
Yeah, we're not doing it like with food or something like this. But for sure, it's not only international shipping. So if I have something, let's say from LA to get shipped to New York, this can also be done for sure inside the country. But it's really just personal items, cash, and documents.
Okay, awesome. And then how will you handle disputes? You know, that's one thing when when it is centralized, you know, if I have a problem with my Airbnb, as I can call Airbnb and they have a legal team that we work through. How with this being more decentralized, how will disputes work and things like that? Is it all handled by the smart contract, or just how do you envision that?
Yeah, mostly most of the things are completely regulated through the smart contracts. But for sure, anytime there might be something coming up. And if this is, in this case, we have people in the MovitOn team which are having a look at exactly that case. And if it's, let's say, kind of clear regarding our terms and conditions, they will take the decision about it. If it's more complicated, we have the possibility with token holders to help within the community to solve this kind of problems. So then we are going to state, dear community, we have this and this problem. How would you decide? And then the community, depending on the amount of tokens they are having, they can vote on it. So we make the decisions, the hard decisions, definitely on exactly what the community is expecting us to do. For sure, it needs to be in a legal framework. It can be nothing forbidden. It must be allowed. But if it's possible, we will adopt exactly that what the community is saying.
Okay, very good. Kind of a DAO to help handle some of that. Love
Kind
that.
of that, yeah, exactly.
Okay, very cool. Can you tell me a little bit? Is this might be more in the future, but this AI travelers marketplace, we didn't really talk much about that. Do you want to talk a little bit about what's kind of the vision for that?
Yeah, the first thing for sure is that we have our packages, our delivery services. But as soon as that's integrated, for sure it's easy to integrate additional add-ons. So let's say for a traveler, and he's saying, okay, come on, same like Airbnb, I have my flat here, or I have my car here. I don't need it because I'm, let's say, 2-3 weeks doing my holidays. These are also possibilities to get listed on the marketplace. It can be entertainment as well. It can be someone who's like a local guide, because when I see the prices sometime when I'm traveling, what they are asking for in other apps, it's insane. So what we're looking forward to do is with the shift from this Web 2 world to Web 3 to reduce the current prices, as you said with Uber, what Uber is charging and getting by themselves. We can definitely reduce all those costs to a minimum.
Yeah, and that will be probably a motivation because some people, well, there's already Uber. Why would I want to use this service? But if it's half the price, you know, if you get on Uber and it's going to be $80 for your drive, and you get on MovitOn and it's going to be $40 for your drive, that might be enough of a incentive for people to say, "Oh, let me try this MovitOn."
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, and then kind of starting with the delivery and moving out from there. So, well, I really like that. So this app up here that I see, is this app, is it live? Is there a beta? Are people able to download it, or what's kind of the time frame? You talked a little bit about it earlier. What's the roadmap time frame kind of looking like?
Yeah, the beta version is really nearly ready. I would say 90%, and will be finished in January. And people who are participating in our pre-sale, they will have the opportunity to download the beta version and just skip a little bit around the app. They already know how is it looking. And then we expect it to have it 100% ready with opening the whole ecosystem in the first half year of 2026. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then just vision a little bit, imagination a little bit, but where do you hope this is? Where do you kind of see this? And let's do 1 year and then in 5 years. Where do you kind of see this going?
What we expect or what we want to achieve is that we can start next year with at least 13 countries, and within 5 years to get up to more than 100 countries worldwide. So that would, half of the world will be able to get delivered with MovitOn products. And also regarding the community, we want to try to scale up close to 1 million users within 5 years. But yeah, as said, if we start at least with 30K, it will definitely have a huge impact already.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have internal goals for how many users, how many packages delivered here in this first year, 2026?
Yeah, for sure. We have also talks with VCs, family offices, and for sure they are asking for a financial breakdown. So for sure we have some numbers, some figures, how many documents we are expecting to get shipped, how many parcels, or how many valuable items, or how much cash. For example, cash also is a really important thing. So imagine you're somewhere around the world and your credit card is not working. You might get really in trouble. And with the MovitOn app, you can maybe find someone living there who's saying, okay, no worries, I can come around, I can give you $500 and you pay me 520, 530 in M1 tokens. And so you get cash delivered wherever you are in the world. So I think this is also one important thing. And we expect also really high amount of these cash deliveries.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're totally right. That's something people really need. Awesome. Okay. Well, let's talk about the pre-sale then. So if people want to get involved, if people are watching this and they're like, wow, I love this, I really like it. What are the best ways to get involved? First, what's the best way to kind of join the community? And then maybe talk a little bit about the pre-sale. And again, some of my audience might not even totally know, like, what is a pre-sale? What's the advantages to getting into that? So maybe talk a little bit about that and how people can get involved.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to wherever you are, if you are on X, if you're on Facebook, if you are on Telegram, just add our socials so that you get all the newest information about everything, that you can also do some research about the project if you want to. And if you want to buy the token, it's really easy. The token pre-sale is currently open. So if you just go to the website, MovitOn, you can directly join the pre-sale, just register, do the KYC, and then you can buy the amount of token you want to. And for sure, why should you do it? The current price of the M1 token is currently under the price after we are going to release our product. So if you hold some tokens, you can for sure then at the beginning deliver much more cheaper. Or if you block your tokens, you can get your staking rewards from them already in the meantime until we have the go live. So you can, beside the traveling, you can also already save some money when you start to use our services when we have the go-to-market.
Okay, very cool. And yeah, so this is the dashboard where you can buy the token, buy the pre-sale token. And again, you can kind of think of pre-sale token as it's just getting in early on something. So as more people use this, if we end up with 1 million people using this and the token being transferred back and forth every day, and some of those tokens being used for buybacks, that token price is going to go up. So again, not financial advice. It's a risk. There's a lot of logistics that go into something like this. So getting in early is kind of high risk, high reward. But there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. So don't, only risk what you can afford to lose. But even just getting a few tokens might be a good way just to get into the ecosystem so that kept up to date, get access to the app when it's ready, kind of be early to being able to try it out. So even if you just get a little bit, that's a great way to just be part of the community. And again, I'll leave links for all this down below if you want to hop in. It looks like they're looking to end the sale in 38 days from today. So is that end of January of 2026 is kind of the goal there. And raised quite a bit already. So good job on that. So that's
we are really it's really, really good, to be honest. On one hand, we had in the seed stage already 400K, and the aim in the pre-sale is 2 million. And I think when I'm right, we raised around 1.4 million already, which in this market conditions, it's outstanding, to be honest. And what also was outstanding for me, we have been in Dubai with the whole team end of October until beginning of November for the Blockchain Live conference. And we did the pitch there on the stage, a really huge stage with more than 1,000 people sitting there with 13 projects. And MovitOn was the winner, chosen as the #1 project of 2025. And in the jury were people from Bybit, the CEO of Bybit and other exchanges. So really high qualified people knowing the ecosystem. And we didn't expect that because we are more Web2 based using the technology. And most of the time you see the deep Web3 companies getting the rewards and awards. So this was for us also seeing that what we are building is definitely something the market is needing, and which also will possibly give a high impact on everything.
Okay, very good. Now, one last question that I always like to ask is just what are the biggest risks? What do you think could go wrong? What are you most concerned about, biggest risks?
I think it's the same risk all of the crypto projects are having, because the regulation, or kind of regulation, is still there, but I think it's not finalized. And depending on the jurisdiction a company is, you need to get adopted to these new rules. And if you have bad luck and you developed everything, let's say in the other direction, it's not so easy to get the direct shift on the other side. So for sure, I think the biggest risk we are going to have might be as well, like other projects, is let's say when it comes to compliance or government decisions or regulation within the crypto market.
Yep, absolutely. Totally agree. Well, hey, Marco, this has been great. I love these AMAs because I heard about this idea. I loved it. I had a lot of logistical questions. I was like, I don't know. But you answered all of them. And I see that this is well thought out and you have a plan in place, and the plan seems like it's doable. So really appreciate you hopping on here today.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, for me, this idea would have been great in my younger ages, because I was traveling a lot. And as a student, you can imagine flying somewhere for $600. It's a lot of money. But when I imagine that it would have been possible to have like 10 documents in my baggage and I can fly for free, awesome.
Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, you might end up with people going on trips just to get a free trip. They might see, oh, this is here, I'm going to book a flight to go take that for $1,000, and whatever the case might be. So awesome. Well, hey, thank you, Marco, very much. Audience, thank you guys. Again, I'll leave links to the pre-sale. Create an account. And the pre-sale is in there. Follow them on Twitter, hop into their Telegram. I would love for my community to just help support the community. So again, even if you're like, I don't know if I want to put, $10,000 into this, just get a little bit, just get a few of the tokens into your wallet so that you can be a part of the community and just help support them. Because I would love for this to come to reality. So I'll leave all the links down below, but appreciate you guys. Again, if you guys didn't watch, I couldn't meet people like Marco and have him on the channel. So I appreciate you guys very much. Marco, again, thanks to you and thanks to the team, and prayers for your colleague who's son is sick, so we'll be praying for him. But God bless you all. Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you later.
Thanks, James.
Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye.